Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To some of you and peace out to the rest of you. It's the blackest hearted, blackest minded, blackest man on social media signing black in and shining again. Asking you to hit that share button because the message is more important than the messenger. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all right away that I am not going to follow either one of you on this Busy Bee divide. Some of us are saying that Busy Bee was absolutely right for what they did. They took, I think the name of the company is Busy Bee, they took every arrangement of couples and families and showed fathers, mothers, and kids wearing these corny looking pajamas, except for black women and black men in their ads. And sisters got ticked off, and you know what? Sisters have a right to be ticked off, but they're not ticked off for the right reason. Some of you say, nope, absolutely, you don't do it. The black woman does not deserve this. And I'm going to tell y'all straight away, I would agree that they don't deserve this from white folks. The opposite end says, nope, they deserve this from white folks and anybody else because they've been bragging about how strong and independent they are and how they don't need no man. And it's okay. And I'm telling you that in actuality, it's not that it's a lie. The problem is that, again, this is a situation where sisters are mad, rightfully so, but for the wrong reasons. And the ones who said this, the ones who put this decision out there, were right, factually speaking, halfway, and wrong the other halfway. And you can tell, see, they did this for the wrong reasons as well. So the white and black employees that came up with this ad and the black women that are offended all have said something right for the wrong reasons. See, balance isn't just in what you do and say, but also why you do and say it. That's this middle path that we have. Now, when I get with these Arabs and I start talking with these Arabs here, they'll say things that are right, but they say them for the wrong reasons, and I get in on them. Because black folk, I'm not going to leave you with the excuse, the Arabs this and the Pakistanis that and all these other semi-Negro tragic desert mulattoes did this, that, and the other as an excuse for you to look at the medicine that we need and say it's not the medicine. No. I'm going to remove all the excuses because there are too many of us that just don't have any discipline. And that's why they won't accept this. They don't want to be hypocrites, and that's the good thing, and that's their only redeeming value. They don't want to be hypocrites, but salvation requires more than just not being a hypocrite. So I'm going to take those excuses away, but I'm also going to say this to them. Sisters, fut the shuck up. You know damn well that they're not lying. You have bragged the loudest with the head movements about how strong and independent you are and how you don't need no man. And a white woman did it too. And that white woman's out there raising her kids with nobody else a lot of times. They're also wearing weave and wigs and all this other stuff. They're doing all of that. They're just doing it a little more politely than you. But what I want to point out is that you have a right to be upset because they don't have a right to single you out for this because her woman's doing the same thing. That woman's doing the same thing. That's what is upsetting about this. Don't act like this is not our family arrangement many times. Her kids, no, the man ain't there. Don't act like that's not the problem. And it is crazy because, yes, a lot of men do say, well, you insist on having these kids in bad situations, and some of these same men will say, why you got to abort these babies? Yes, it is true. It sounds like you don't have a right way to go about it. See, Bookie brought up that point, and that's a valid point. The problem is I refused to concede that point at the time he brought it up because welcome to the damn club. That's exactly guess who taught us that? It was the Western broad, and most of us brothers came up with black women, so we learned this from black women in the house and out there on them streets and in the classrooms. That's where we learn this whole you wrong no matter what you do psychology at a subconscious level. We learn that first from home and then from the ones we were interested in at young ages. Whatever you do, you wrong. So you got every right to be upset about this or to be offended because you got singled out, not because they told the truth about you. It's because they lied about their own woman just to put you down. That's why I draw the line at, yeah, be offended about that. Sure, fair enough, but you're going to have to admit this is you. You just able to say, no, this is her too. That is the case. It is her. And a lot of times it's even the middle class ones at this point. Shahrazad Ali was right. They started doing it. They just came up with different terms for it. So you're going to get upset, fair enough. Make sure you do it for the right reasons. Because then I can get behind that. Anyone can. But this whole thing of, no. They acting like we all just a bunch of baby mamas. Well, many of you that have children are. Not all, but many of you that have kids certainly are. Many of you have exactly that approach to mating and dating and screwing and even marriage. Many of you have exactly that approach. Men are utilities, and if you could be honest about that, then we could be honest about men having to view you as utilities too, but many of you are not willing to be honest about that. So we got to call this what it is. Now that being said, don't think that I'm singling sisters out either. Because, as I've said, I get on these Arabs and I live in their country. When we get into discussions about race, and it does happen because that's how you discuss America, the country from which I came here, you got to discuss race. And I say to them on multiple occasions, certain things, and I do trash white society and civilization and even white normality. I challenge even that concept. And I'm talking about Western and Northern European. And they say to me, black, don't become racist. And I've got to stop them many times and say to them, you're a dummy. If you have the right to hate Israel for what they're doing to the Palestinians, and God knows y'all don't love Palestinian people, but if you have the right to hate Israelis because what they're doing is so damn bad, I have the right to hate our oppressors too. You piece of crap. If it was black people killing white folks and a white guy sat here and told you he hates black people for that, you would side with him and you wouldn't ask why are they killing you all? What did you do that was that bad? Well, I hate the oppressors of black people and other non-white people because of their oppression, not because they're white. And you want to tell me don't become racist. I'm not a racist. You're a racist because you don't hate them enough. Saying the right thing for the wrong reason. Oh, God made us all equal. Yeah, but we didn't behave that way. Well, we're all slaves of God. Yeah, but you only call black people slaves, which is an idea you ironically got from white people. Well, Bilal was black, khalas. Yeah, Bilal was black, but that's not khalas, which just means enough. That's not the end of it. And you see, he was black. But you know what? A lot of the companions were black. That's the truth of the matter. Black was more normal than white was at that particular time in that region. You know what else? He wasn't the only black companion, but Adam was also black. You're not saying these things, Mr. Arab, because these things are true. You're saying these two statements to stop us from reacting to the racism that you think is normal. So I get on them about it, and I'm going to get on you about it too. You make sure that you say the right things for the right reasons, sis. And I'm not even calling you my sis yet, because y'all are mostly just sisters to each other. I'm not even asking this of you because I think you're going to listen. I'm only asking this so that the blood is off my hands because you got kids, you got little boys in your custody that you're raising, and I want them to see this good example, but I don't think they will. And when it doesn't happen, and I stand in front of God and I point the finger at you, the blood's going to be off my hands because I will have said, look, this is what I said to them, and they didn't even, the ones who did hear didn't even spread the message. I'm done. Thanks for listening. Black Heart, Black Mind, Blackout, Assalamu Alaikum, and Black Heterosexual Non-Select Male Power, and Black Patriarchy until extinction or Judgment Day.